Welcome to the party. No gossip, just saying with Jodi and Jen.
Hey, everyone. Welcome back to No Gossip, Just Saying. I'm Jen, and today we are talking about something very, very real.
And I'm Jodi, and that something is,
Dun, dun, dun!
you know, the good stuff, like the chronic soreness you wake up with in the morning and those random injuries that show up, you know, associated with being just like over 40.
40? Like even over 30.
Yeah. It's so true. So true.
So today's episode, like Jodi said, is chronic soreness. The, oh crap, I'm sore chronicles, because that's what we're bringing you today. It's literally what we say, at least I do, every single day. Do you?
Oh, multiple times a day. I mean, like I wake up in the morning and go, oh crap, what did I do to my neck? And the answer is nothing. I was sleeping. How dare I?
How do we injure ourselves? Like literally by doing nothing. Absolutely nothing.
I don't know, but it's a talent. I'm really good at it. It's a terrible, terrible, painful talent.
I'm just at the point now where normal day is 2 to 3 classes. And I'm like, oh shit, where are the ice packs?
Oh, damn. Such is life over 40, girl. Actually, over 30. I mean, let's get real. It starts earlier than we think, Jen.
So you're right. It does. And I feel like since I made the conscious effort to not only get in shape, but make this my life, my habit, my happy, and then my company turned into this monstrosity of fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about being sore. Like I have fun and I'm sore. So I might as well just make sore fun. Yeah, sore is fun. Yay for sore. But seriously, the workout mishaps, the funny physical struggles, the everyday soreness, this is what we're diving into today and how to deal with them without giving up on fitness. Because I know for a fact when people go, ow, they're like, yep, can't do it. Nope, not going to go back and do it. Ow. So let's talk about what ow means. Is it the ow, I can deal with it, or the ow, oh shit, I'm going to the PT? So let's just throw the precursor out here. We are not healthcare providers, okay?
Yeah.
We are not doctors.
And we don't play one on TV.
No, we don't. But we're speaking from a very logical point from 2 women that have been around the sun plenty of times.
Yeah.
We've had our own injuries. We've had our own medical procedures. Hi, I'm like the Lindsey Vonn of like dance fitness with my 5 freaking knee surgeries. But, you know, we have enough wherewithal to say, okay, where is it to the point where you say, ow, this hurts and I can't move? It's acute pain versus, ow, this is sore.
Exactly. So why don't you grab your heating pad, your ice pack, or whatever you've got to help you with your function, keep you functioning today, and let's get on with it. Okay, let's start with the most ridiculous phenomenon, Jen. I mean, waking up injured. I'm talking about waking up in the morning and ouch.
Seriously, the hubs just told me the other day, he's like, oh my God, I stubbed my toe. I'm like, what did you do, Mom? He's like, I don't know. It was in bed. I'm like, what, did the sheets get you this time? Like, what happened? Like, what the flip happened?
It's so true. It's like, was he doing burpees in his sleep? What was happening?
I think that it's called, we're not old, we're just aging well, but our muscles are getting sore faster. We need more water than ever. Yep. And it's just the process of aging.
Exactly. It's not us. It's a combination of things. As we age, our muscles get tighter. They don't recover as well overnight. So you go to bed with a little tension and tightness, and it turns into a full-blown issue by morning, right?
It's called the sleep pretzel position syndrome, isn't it?
I think that's the medical term, actually.
The sleep pretzel sleep position syndrome.
Right. Have you ever woken up with your arm twisted around the back of your neck and gone, why is this here? And why can't I feel my arm? And does my hand on fire with tingles? What's going on up there?
And I never remembered this at 25. Like, I could sleep on concrete. I could sleep on the couch. We could pass out on a couch and have no issue the next day.
Exactly. I could sleep standing up against a wall if I had to when I was 25. Was the good old days.
Can you sleep standing up?
I think I've done it.
Okay, so clearly that was working out then, not working out now. So what gives? Like, what? I mean, are we like literally hurting ourselves during sleep, or is it just a chronic thing that just happens because we are sedentary and we're holding still? What's going on?
Right. I mean, existing has become an extreme sport, Jen.
An extreme sport. Standing still, extreme games. So let's talk
Backwards?
about the random injuries from everyday life, right? Like not even the working out injuries.
Okay.
Like the, oh God, like when you grab for something. Have you ever had that happen?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's just bending down, picking up the laundry basket. And my back's out for the week.
I've hurt my shoulder before just turning around in the car trying to grab something out of the back seat. It's not even a workout.
I know.
It's just turning. It's just grabbing, turning and grabbing, grabbing and turning.
Right, which contributes to the old frozen shoulder technique that we get that we access in our 40s and 50s. It's brilliant. And the worst part, you have to explain to people how you got injured. That's the fun stuff. Oh, I got hurt sleeping. It sounds ridiculous, Jen. I mean, I want to tell them I was wrestling a crocodile. I'm sorry.
But it's real, though, because you've
know.
had it. I've had it. Everybody out there listening to us has probably had the same thing.
Mhm.
And I think we need to normalize this. Just like we say, listen, no pain, no gain. But what kind of pain is a gain? And what kind of pain is, hey, stop?
Yeah.
Right? We need to be doing something different and redirect, right?
Right.
So let's really explore the difference between good pain and bad pain.
All right. That sounds great because all pain is clearly not created equal.
Right, right. So if good pain is really good, it's because muscles are sore, right? Like you've probably overworked, but not to a point where you're starting to get that twitch and that pain grab, right? It's sore, but you can work through it. This does not mean, though, everybody, that you don't pay attention to it.
Exactly.
All pain needs to be addressed, but good pain is the kind of pain that you say, oh my God, I'm sore. This doesn't feel great, but I can move, right? I can move.
It's kind of like the effect kicks in mainly the next day when you can barely get off the toilet, for example, because all them squats you'd been doing.
Yes, like that, like right. It's apparently it's getting off the toilet in Jodi's world. But
know what happened to other people out there.
But I experience this every morning when I get up. I mean, literally, this is my routine. After I open my eyes and I'm laying in bed, I roll my ankles around, like literally do the circular motion, which is a really, really good exercise, by the way, for longevity and motility. But I hear that crack, 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 crack. So I'm like, okay, there's number one. I sit up, put my feet on the floor, crack, crack, crack. There's number two. And I know when I've overdone it because my quads are not to the point where they hurt and I can't walk. God forbid. That sounds just tragically bad.
Yeah.
But it's sore. I can feel it. I can feel the tingles, not the ow, and it's going to grab me and stop me, but it's all the tingles and it's just the achy. It's achy.
Yeah.
Right?
It's safe to say that kind of pain shows up, guys, between 24 and 48 hours after your workout. So if you're feeling immediate pain after your workout, you really shouldn't. You should feel maybe exhaustion, tired, fatigue muscles.
Yeah.
And then you wake up the next day or the next day after that. And that's when you feel that normal, good pain, we'll call it, or the good stuff, right?
And a lot of people will ask us at the studio when they have these kinds of pains, they'll say, what do I do? And there's a couple ways to address this, at least that I know and that I do. So when things are sore, right, they're achy, but I can move them around, that's where you use heat. Right? Because you want to warm up the muscle, get blood circulating, get it moving, and get it functional, right? You just want to get it going. Now, listen, I am no stranger to pain, especially that acute pain. Hi, remember 5 knee surgery, girl? 2 meniscus, 3 ACLs.
It's true.
When I am working my quads hard because I'm protecting that investment of all the surgeries I've had, and sometimes I will overuse something, and I know, because I know my body this well, I know where those aches and pains happen, and they start happening in my knee. I'm like, okay, peripheral, okay, got it. And it's a little bit more of that acute pain. I'm going for ice. I'm not going for heat. Why?
Right.
Because ice is going to take down any type of inflammation that you may have.
Absolutely. So we've talked about what good pain feels like. Let's look deeper into the bad pain. So something, could it be like a twinge or a pop? So if you're in a workout, this would happen typically during the workout.
Typically, yes.
And
it's typically not going to show up after you've been sleeping.
So it's sharp, right?
It's sharp.
It's sharp. Yep. And you know it happened.
It's bad, it's sharp, it's sudden, or it just doesn't go away. And it's the oh crap. And typically you know that you need to go see your health provider because swelling is the number one giveaway. It's like,
exactly.
Okay. And even if you don't know something is swollen, a telltale sign is like, let's say your knee. Let's say something is hurting. If it's warm to the touch, that means that stuff is going on in there. Your body is responding to some type of an injury that happened that you might not be able to see.
It's trying to protect itself.
It's trying to protect itself.
And that's where muscle spasms come in too. Yes. Your muscles are trying to protect the injured area.
Yes.
So they spasm to stop you from continuing that motion. So listen to a spasm. When your body spasms, you need to stop what you're doing and just go into whatever motion makes you feel comfortable or safe. And usually it's a keep moving situation. But, like if it's your back that spasms, for example, a gentle walk will help you loosen it. And you're going to need ice. And you're going to probably want to roll it out either on a foam roller, or if you get the lacrosse balls.
I would say almost the lacrosse ball is like your go-to.
Yeah,
right there,
if you do have something like that. But otherwise, try and find something to attack that. Because a lot of times you'll feel the knot appear, right?
So I would say, Jodi, in my so-called expert opinion, but in all fairness, I would actually disagree, meaning that if something spasms, typically it's going to grab, right? A spasm is a grab. A spasm is usually when your muscle is so tight that now it's starting to affect the nerve around it, and that's what's giving you that shock value. That's like, that I can't move, right? So we had it actually this morning. Somebody was in choreography, and we had a lot of throw it down, come up, throw it down, which is going to hit your hamstrings, hands down. And then it's going to go into your glutes. And if those are already tight, guess what the next is to be affected?
Yeah, your back.
Your lower back.
I know. I've lived through this.
and right. We all have. We've all done this. And by the way, this person is not even 30 years old.
Right.
So this can happen to anybody, right?
Spasms are for
She's
real.
in great shape. And it was just a grab. And she's like, ooh. And the first thing we did, we said, okay, grab a lacrosse ball from the front desk. And we just had her sit on the wall. And it was painful, but she knew it was a grab. And it was nothing skeletal. It was nothing, joint related. It was nothing like that. But it was exactly in that place. It was that lower right back, like almost down by her tailbone. And she sat gingerly against the wall with the lacrosse ball right there. And she's like, is it supposed to be like triggering pain? I said, yeah, but it's going to start dulling out. She sat there for 5 minutes. She slowly rolled it back and forth.
Yep.
As each minute went by, it started relaxing, and she pushed harder in it, and it started relaxing. So it's not fun.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, lacrosse balls are the cheapest massage therapist to have in your car, in your bag.
For sure.
And I think I have 3 or 4 that roam around my purse, my fanny pack, my dance bag, whatever. Like, just sorry.
Yeah.
Throw it out to the lacrosse ball people. Not even getting paid for it. But
yeah.
But before we go any further, let's talk about a spasm. Really, what does that mean when we talk about that? So I teach multiple bar classes a week. And when we are doing, let's say, for example, hamstring stretches, we might be on the ground, we might be in whatever position we are. And there's a point where it's going to ache and yell at you. That is not a spasm. That is your muscle or your hamstrings or whatever it is being sore and grouchy, and it's going to feel like a spasm, or because it feels that severe and big. It's your muscles elongating, expanding, and just being crotchety and grouchy. It is. A spasm is when it grabs and it takes you down to your knees. Like you lose your breath. Like you can't move, and you're afraid you just threw your back out.
You know when you're having a back spasm or an arm spasm or a neck spasm, you will know.
And I think for our listeners and for us, with the kind of typical movement that we do, I think back spasms are probably, maybe I'm crazy to say this, throwing it out there, but it's probably the most common.
I think so. You don't hear about, people who have neck spasms, it's usually from office work or from
Right.
it's just your head is constantly in a forward
crouched
flexion
forward. Yeah. Yep.
position, which is unhealthy. Whereas when you're working out, you tend to be a little more focused on your form, hopefully. But back spasms will happen the result of your arms going forward, leaning. So
your hamstrings, even into your IT band,
hamstrings,
everything
glutes.
connects into your back, right?
Exactly.
So it's sort of the major intersection where you're going to get, if you're going to get spasms like that, typically you're going to feel them lower to mid back. Not always, would love to hear in comments if somebody else has had some crazy spasms somewhere else in their body. It's always interesting. We always love comments, at least to hear about what you guys have experienced as well. But the spasms are, address it quickly. Don't wait, because if you sit there in one position or stand there and granted, you're going to have to catch your breath, but if you don't address it right away, it's going to get cold and it's going to get worse.
Exactly.
And it's going to hurt even worse.
Exactly.
And you are going to wind up in the PT office, meaning physical therapy office, so fast.
Yep.
And you will be in agony just getting yourself to the physical therapist. So,
and I have a personal experience that I went through, and it was probably almost 20 years ago now. And I was in a weight muscle conditioning class. And I, as a trainer and an instructor, was not teaching that particular class, but did a movement that caused my lower back to go into spasm. And I did the ultimate wrong thing.
You kept
pushed through it.
Oh.
And I said, but it was the first time I'd ever experienced it. So I thought, that was a little twinge.
Yeah.
And then
that's a key word, twinge.
Twinge.
Uh-huh.
And so whenever you say that word out loud, stop. Because I'm going to tell you right now, it took me 3 months to recover from spasms that I was getting them morning, noon, and night for weeks and weeks. And it was horrible, you guys. So ultimately, when you feel the twinge, you feel the spasm, it's your body telling you to abruptly stop that movement.
Yes.
And deal with it, not just ignore it, not just go home and rest it. As we're talking about, get the ball on it, walk it out, do whatever you need to do. Get ice on it usually to try and help it out as well, because heat won't help. It's inflamed. It's angry.
It's inflamed and it's angry.
Angry now.
I would also like to side note this too. If you get glute soreness, address it immediately, because if you don't, you're going to feel it in your lower back. And now you have a modular situation where it's piling on. It's not just one place, it's 2 places, it's 3 places. In the case of the girl that got a spasm today in choreography, she's like, oh, my hamstrings have been really sore. Well, guess what? Your hamstrings are attached to your glutes. Your glutes are attached to your, it's all together. So if by the time it gets to your back, it's not that it's referred pain, but it usually has started somewhere else that attaches ultimately to your back, and that's why your back is feeling it.
Yeah. And then you end up spending a lot of money in PT, which was, the golden ticket at the time and worked for me. There's a place for everything. So, and then the same thing goes, twinges, pops. Pops are often more serious.
Pop is makes me cringe and squirm because I don't like
I think everybody who's had the pop out
bad.
there right now just cringe.
I'm not going to say it always means surgery, but in my book, I've ended up in the OR a lot.
It's pretty much. So a pop is a stop and get help for sure. And make sure that it's not major, but you will need to see a healthcare professional. All right, so let's focus on the science. What's actually happening to our bodies as we age that makes us so cranky?
So here are the few things that to keep top of mind when we talk about this, right? So the first thing, muscle loss, starting around age 30. Yes, 30, scary.
30, too young.
We start losing muscle mass, right? It's called sarcopenia.
Yep.
Let's say it all together.
Sarcopenia.
That's fun. It sounds like an Italian dish.
Pasta.
Again, maybe I'm hungry today. I don't know. But we lose 3 to 5% of our muscle mass per decade after 30. That's an interesting statistic, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So by the time we're in our 40s and 50s, we've been losing muscle for years.
Oh, that's so depressing.
I know.
But it explains why things that used to be easy are now a little bit harder.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So less muscle means less strength and stability. So we're more prone to injury. It just is what it is.
And then there's the joints. Our body is full of all these movable parts, right? And they start to wear down. The cartilage that cushions our joints gets thinner, so we have more bone on bone. Yeah, you heard it. You felt it. You know that bone on bone awful pain that some of you have had with their knees. It's like that Rice Krispie effect when you're doing your squats and you get that. It's disgusting.
Well, something to keep in mind too when you hear the Rice Krispie popping as well, and me being the knee girl to all my knee fans, my knee vets out there.
Yeah.
First of all, if you're hearing too much clicking and popping are different.
Yeah.
Popping is creak, creak, crack, crack, crack because I have air between my tendons, my joints, and it's moving, right?
Exactly.
If you have too much crackling,
Mm-hmm.
if you have too much crackling when you're doing things like squats, squat jumps, now you got probably some arthritis. Again, not a healthcare provider, but I can speak from my own needs.
Exactly.
And this is where you need to be in our strength room doing quad strength, putting the ankle weights on. You don't need to do any kind of huge leg presses with, hundreds of pounds on it. In fact, that can actually sometimes even inflame your knees more.
Yeah.
But continue to build your quad strength, because that's what's going to help the snap, crackle, pop that's going through your knees arthritically, right? So crackling and popping, different thing. Rice Krispie popping versus just clicking, all that stuff. They all have little nuances that are slightly different. Yeah. Right. So things that are like they're clicking, that is your message of I need to work on quad strength, and I also need to ice my knees a little bit more. Crack, snap, crackle, pop. Yeah, welcome to the club. Snap, crackle, pop says I've been athletic or been some type of an athlete all of my life, or maybe I'm getting into a lot more athletic movement, and I'm also over 30, 35 years old. That's just the lay of the land. In addition to the snap, crackle, popping of their knees, we also have to deal with decreased flexibility. And why does that happen? Because our connective tissue, our tendons and ligaments, they're less elastic. It's just what happens when we age. We're stiffer and less flexible.
Yeah, it makes us prone to strains and pulls.
It's really fun, isn't it? It's exciting. That movement that we used to have no problem with now can cause injury because our tissues just are different. They're not as stretchy.
Yeah, and then it makes us slower to recovery. This is a big one. Our bodies just don't bounce back as fast as they used to. When we were younger, we could work out as hard as we wanted to and recover by the next day. Now, because our cells regenerate much more slowly, inflammation takes longer to resolve, and our bodies just need more time.
Yep. Well, and let's also not discount hormonal changes, right?
Oh, Lord help us.
Here we go.
Here we go. Oh, it's
especially for women, though. This is real talk. I mean, women in perimenopause, postmenopause, our estrogen drops, which affects everything.
Estrogen, where are you?
Seriously.
I miss you, estrogen.
I miss you, estrogen.
Where are you, big girl?
I love you because you help maintain my muscle mass, my bone density, and my joint health. Yeah, not the one you smoke. Joint health, Jodi.
Not that. No, those joints.
Oh, yeah.
Let me check my stash.
My stash.
My stash of joints.
Do you even have that?
And that just means I'm a pile of joints on the floor because my body is just falling apart.
A pile of joints. So basically, to sum up, we're falling apart on a cellular level, and we're just going to go jump into Jodi's pile of joints to make it better.
The good news is, Jen, we can slow this process down. We can do things like strength training. This is going to help us maintain muscle mass. Stretching and mobility work helps with flexibility. Good nutrition supports recovery, and staying active keeps everything moving.
So the answer is, let's say it together, keep moving. The worst thing you can do is stop. So we keep moving, we strength train, we cardio hit, and we use all the resources that keep us happy, healthy, and feeling good, like ice.
Oh, we love ice.
I tell everybody that walks in here. Like, ice is your friend. If you have not noticed all the professional athletes getting in ice baths after games, people, this is a real thing. If you're going to train like an athlete or pretend like you're one on TV, or at least just come and dance your ass off like Beyonce's backup dancer in here, guess what? You're going to ice your life. Like ice is life. Ice is food medicine. I am telling you.
Every person working out needs to have ice packs in their freezers at the ready, or at the very least, a couple of bags apiece so that you can have a light snack after.
By the by, shameless plug. Ice packs that you can put them in a pouch and then they wrap around, whether it's your knees or your ankles. Yeah. It is amazing because then you can still walk around, do what you need to do. I actually have my favorite ice packs that I use on my knees almost daily on our Amazon storefront. So if you're interested, check it out. Even though Jodi's favorite is like the ice pack of peas because it's not just one treat, but two.
It's delicious.
It's delicious. It's a delicious snack.
Delicious. It's nutritious.
Delicious, nutritious ice pack.
Quite frankly, you're not going to give up dancing. You're not going to give up teaching. No. I'm not going to give up working out. I am going to lean into the ice pack as my recovery, and proudly, loud and proud.
It doesn't mean you have to be injured because you're using ice. It means you're doing it prophylactically to not hurt. Think about that. Exactly. It's smart working out. This is your post-recovery. It's like drinking that protein shake of choice that you love. This is the same freaking thing. So everybody, hear me loud and clear. Listen to your body. First and foremost, listen. If something hurts, don't push through it. Modify, take a break, or stop entirely, depending on what kind of pain it is. Remember, we already went through good pain, just sore. Doesn't mean stop, but ice or heat, lacrosse ball, foam roller, whatever you need. Acute pain, stop, address, find the concern.
Yeah. And stretching and mobilization. Basically, stretching is no longer optional once we hit our 30s. We should be doing it all throughout our lives, but if you haven't been doing it, you're going to hit a point where you must. So we're more stretching, foam rolling, yoga, mobility work, all of it matters and contributes to your longevity.
Well, and look at your workouts too you're doing weekly, right? Do you have to go hard every single day, every single hour? No, you have, it's cross-training your body, right? There's a reason that we don't have a dance insanity class every single day at the studio.
Exactly. You can't do that.
That is the hardest pounding class. It is an incredible workout, but we have a Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, and that is for somebody that is in shape or somebody that wants to get in shape. But we throw in strength training, Barbie boot camp, bar, sculpting, all that stuff. All of those things are going to aid and help and recover when things hurt, and also build strength.
Ultimately, treat your body like you're a professional athlete.
Yes.
I mean, like you're, playing for the Buffalo Bills, and you need to keep your body
like you're Josh Allen.
Or James Cook. I mean, James Cook gets his ass rolled.
Oh, you're throwing me a new guy?
Every game. Okay. And so when you're a professional athlete, all of these things, think of the injuries they sustain and then have to come right back out. So treat your body like it's a professional athlete. Obviously, you're not working at the same level that they are, but it's your professional athletic level.
Correct.
So be good to your body. Challenge your body, do all the things that we're suggesting. And I think ultimately modify, don't quit.
Yes. Beyond just identify what kind of pain it is. If there is pain, especially soreness, let's say, oh my gosh, it might be my arms. It might be my quads. It might be my glutes. Isolate and find out where that is. And if it's safe to proceed, listen, you got a whole other rest part of your body that needs working out. And you can. Don't just say, I'm done. I'm not going to do anything. That does not do you, your mind, or your body a body good.
Exactly. Once you've, if you've had to go see a doctor and deal with this on a professional level, you're following their orders, of course.
Of course.
But what we want you to do is not give up. Listen to us. This is end of January. This is the part where things hurt. Your New Year's resolutions are starting to fade fast, and we want you to not give up. Yes, it hurts. Yes, it's going to make you stronger. You will only see changes in your body
If
and
you're consistent.
in your life if you are consistent and you keep making changes and improvements. So hang in there.
And seriously, think about it this way. If you give up, what are you doing to yourself?
Right.
You're just getting further and further and further away from that goal.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have all kinds of other health issues and precursors that we're starting to build and compile on one another. And we don't even want to get there, right? So keep moving. All right. Well, I think that's a wrap on this episode of No Gossip, Just Saying. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Make sure to hit follow and subscribe if you love today's episode. Leave a comment on YouTube or drop us a 5-star review on whatever platform you're listening on.
So until next time, no gossip.
Just saying.